MR.KOA.
We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to We Need to Talk, episode number 89. I'm Mr. KOA alongside
Top Boy.
And we got Demon Time in the building.
Demon Time.
In the building. 666. Introduce yourself, brother. Introduce yourself.
So
go ahead.
I go by the name of Marcel Williams according to my birth certificate. And I also have a podcast, the Tall, Dark, and Ratchet podcast. I am originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba, bouncing back and forth from Toronto and other places. But here I am now, dabbling in some stand-up comedy and other things as well. But right now, I'm just your local Clubhouse demon. So that's what I am.
So jumping that a little bit. So Marcel has quite the reputation on Clubhouse. I'm slowly building my reputation. I'm trying to be the nice guy, but people are sifting through my bullshit rather quickly. But Marcel's been on there much longer than me. He's the one that actually brought me in to Clubhouse. He nominated me. We talked about Clubhouse briefly a few episodes ago, and Zamora was on it. And I recently bought an iPhone and hopped in it about 10 days ago or 12 days ago now. Been hooked in it. I've been in the ratchet rooms. I've been in the business rooms. I've been in the creative rooms. It's an amazing app. It's actually really, really intuitive and just groundbreaking app based on what we have right now. Like I've been on that more than I've been on Instagram for the last 2 weeks now. You know, there's a room that Marlon started. Marlon started the room a few days ago, and Kevin Hart hopped in that. Like, when else did you ever talk to Kevin Hart? Like, literally a conversation with him. You know what I mean? So the capabilities of the app is very extensive, but Marcel has a reputation on the app, which is interesting to have a reputation with people you don't know just from talking.
What is his reputation? Explain. Yeah, you tell me what you perceive me as before I try to justify myself here.
Right, so for the last few days, at least maybe a week or now, me and Marcel have been in most of the same rooms. And when people know when Marcel comes in or I come in, I'm usually the more chill person. I just listen. I listen a lot. But Marcel, he brought his soundboard in there. Marcel has a sound effect. He's a sound effects guy now, so people around the app know he's a sound effects guy. He drops a little, "Come on, man." he drops that in there almost 100 times a day, which is funny as fuck. But ladies love him. Ladies love Marcel. Like, he hops in rooms and girls are like, "I want Marcel, I want Marcel, I want Marcel." And then there's always someone who's like, "Nah, Marcel, get the fuck out of here." Marcel's about trouble. So what is your perspective on the app, and how do you think people are perceiving you? And
That's exactly it.
Is it accurate? Is it accurate?
What you just said is essentially it, where, I mean, what's funny actually is that last night, Jasmine, it was her birthday, which is technically today, but she was celebrating it last night, and she invited me up onto the stage, and she's like, "I gotta say, when Marcel first joined this app, I hated this guy." She's like, "But now he's one of my favorites on the app." And I think what it was is that when I came in hot because I was just myself, and everyone, when they first kind of join, they slowly ease their personalities into these rooms, because there are a lot of dominant personalities. Because you got to understand, like, there are a lot of people that are on the app that do go just to watch and learn, or whatever the case is, because they may not like public speaking. They may not be confident in their voice. They may not want to give their insights, or they're reluctant to, or whatever. But for me, I've always been the kind of person where I just don't hold my tongue. So if I have something to interject, if they're talking about, it doesn't matter if it's colorism, if it's psychedelics, if it's horoscopes, which I know nothing about, I'll go in and try to give my 2 cents. Right. So when I first came onto the app, I didn't get a welcome party. So I had to kind of navigate this new space by myself. And even just trying to explain what Clubhouse is to people who are outside of the Clubhouse, it's kind of nuts. Like, you try to be like, okay, well, it's kind of like a big group chat, and then there's some celebrities that come in, but then also you can get kicked off a stage, and then you get a moderator badge, and then it's green bean, and people try to fight for it, and then and it's just this weird thing to try to explain. But like, those who have been on there for a little bit can kind of now understand and what their intention should be going on to it, where you can get whatever it is that you want to get out of it. If you're looking for entertainment and you just want to jump in the ratchet rooms, smash, marry, kill, so it's available for you.
What have you been getting out of it?
So my first 2 weeks, I gotta say, if I'm being transparent, I was just trying to, get some jokes off, and there's a lot of beautiful people on that app, so
there's a lot of beautiful people on that app.
In the DMs. But now,
because they're not from here,
right?
There's a lot of beautiful people on the app because you
They're not
They ain't
from
from
Toronto.
here.
Well, I'm not even from here technically, so even some beautiful women from Toronto that I may not have been in my direct or immediate
Still
network
new-
and
it's new
circle,
to you.
they're
Yeah.
new to me,
Right,
right?
right.
So like, I think my experience on the app is reflective of a lot of the other people who may be in similar industries where they have not much to lose. Because if you're, let's say, someone who's trying to be considered very serious in like the tech industry and you are female, you might not want to go into the ratchet rooms in PTR, which is pull to refresh, a photo of your butt cheeks as your Avi. For me, on the other hand, I can go into these rooms where it's, you know, I can be a fly on the wall in a room where I may not know something, it's a brand new space, or I can just go and be, you know, the guy who has the soundboard talking about put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you 1,000. So like I can have that balance and that nuance because it doesn't really affect me. My day job has no idea what Clubhouse is, and I've tried to explain to some of the people that I, like, you know, I've been shadowing with and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, I don't know what that is. And then when it comes to like podcasting or comedy and stuff like that, I'm either going to gain material or I get to showcase
It doesn't
stuff
ruin your rep
at all.
Yeah,
not in the
And
slightest.
I think that's an advantage to both of us as well. Because our personalities don't transition in the app. If someone, you know, hears us talking in the app and then goes to our personal page, it's the same guy.
It's the same thing.
You know what I mean? And I think some people hop on the app and they try to be somebody. Everyone tries to be someone. I'm the director of this. I'm this. I'm that.
Yeah, but like I think Clubhouse is an app where it's very easy to commit career suicide.
Oh, 100.
It's super easy because the thing is, you guys are forgetting that, you know, both of you have. We're all well spoken, so that automatically translates to the app. If you can speak at least decently well, even if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, like sometimes you can skate by, and I've seen it happen. But if you are consistently fucking up in multiple rooms, that's the quickest way for people to just say, like this guy joined the room again. Like I've seen it, and I've seen it.
I honestly think I may have burnt a bridge with Joe Budden because he was one of the reasons why I joined the app in the first place, because I was a huge fan of his podcast. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is a new kind of like intimate way of kind of hearing his ideas and, you know, whatever, and potentially having an opportunity to, you know, network or whatever the case was when I first came into the app. And there was a room where I didn't know what the theme of the room was, because as you know, like you can create a room and it'll have that name up there, but then, you know, hours go by and it's the same title, but the conversation, the narrative's changed. So I entered this room and right away somebody pulled me up on stage and they were like, oh yeah, we know Marcel. Oh yeah, Marcel's nice, whatever. And I was like, hold on a second, because I saw Joe Budden in the thing and I just downloaded.
I said, relax, hold on.
No, but I had just
get my bearings.
No, I had just downloaded these new drops, these Joe Budden drops. So as soon as I got on stage, I was like, hold on a second, and then I put, don't get it twisted, the gun is on me. And immediately he booted me off the stage and like, get this fucking weirdo out of here. And I was like, damn. So then I was there refreshing my Abby to like my notepad, putting notes like, yo, I didn't read the room, my bad, and let a king grow and all these random things. They eventually let me come back on because after a while I kind of figured out what they were actually doing there. They were trying to have people shoot their shot and objectify each other consensually. Yeah. So then I was like, and then finally Joe comes back and is like, all right, so, you know, we're going to give you a second chance, but you get to choose one of these women on the stage and objectify them. So I was like, okay, well, I don't really objectify women as a pastime. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me try to switch the angle up. So I tried to speak some French. Right away, some other moderators like, get this motherfucker out of here. We ain't got no time for this row your boat shit. And I was like, damn. So now whenever I'm in a room with Joe Budden, he'll come into the room, see that I'm there, and he dips. It happened last night. He came in, he was like, happy birthday, Jasmine. And then he swerved. And he literally changed his profile picture to have a suit on because it was a dress to impress kind of situation. And he went and dipped into another room. So I'm like, yo, this motherfucker really hates me.
On the stage.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Fucked it up with Joe Budden, man.
Clubhouse is such an interesting app, man, because I was saying before we started the podcast how I joined the app through one of my clients, actually, like one of my PT clients, and she's in the creative space just like we are. There's a lot of directing and all that shit, but she's involved in the music industry too. So I found that people often like look at who nominated you to see, oh, like what's this person about? Who did they get on the app with? So she'll ping me like every day. She's like, yo, join this room. And it's these pretty wild rooms. Like I was in one the other day with the head of creative for Adobe. and there was only like 20 people in the room, and it's the guy that comes up with everything that Adobe does and these programs that
people don't actually know.
Yeah, these programs you and I use all the time. Yeah. Like I could straight up ask him, like, why does this shit not work? Like all this type of stuff.
Nobody knows that guy's name is.
But then yeah, no one. But
I don't know his name is.
But then the next 20 minutes later, I'm in another room, like talking about ass and titties. Like it's super like weird how it works, but it's almost a microcosm of real life.
Yeah, it is. And that's the thing where I think over time people get exposed, because when you first get introduced to the app, it's very fresh and fun to jump into a room for validation, to be like, yo, am I going to get smashed or passed in this room or whatever? But when you start to see people where they only go in those rooms, and again, to bring it back to my guy, Mr. Button, I gotta say, you know how they always say, like, when you meet your heroes, like, you know, you sometimes get disappointed or whatever the case is. Not to say that he was a hero, but just, you know, somebody that I did respect in the pod sphere.
Now you know the real him.
He spends, which, you know, he talks about it on his podcast all the time about, like, you know, his kind of, you know, his association to women or whatever. But like when you see him in rooms all the time, and that's always the conversation. We were doing our Clubhouse American Idol, and I was like, oh, this would be the perfect room for him to go and try to find talent, maybe because he loves to listen to new R&B songs or whatever. He was in a room for, I'm not even exaggerating, I would say at least 10 hours, because it started early in the morning where it said big breasts only. And you know how sometimes the conversation can change?
Yeah.
Nope, I popped my head in and out, and it was always like,
y'all still talking about titties?
Yo, you down there, you gotta refresh, you know, we gotta see what's going on. And I'm like, wow, this guy is the horniest 40-year-old I've ever seen on an app in my life.
Y'all been talking about breasts for 10 hours?
For 10 hours. And listen, I'm a fan of breasts.
I'm a fan of breasts.
Yeah, I'm all for it. But like for a full shift, that's wild. You gotta, you know, diversify.
That's a full shift plus overtime. Like,
yeah,
that's a long time to be talking about one particular topic.
So it's funny. Were you in the room when Kevin Hart was in there?
Yeah. So
we're gonna talk about this.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it. I actually had a lot. I actually, funny enough that you bring that up, I went immediately afterwards, because you know how whenever something like this happens, they do these little debriefing rooms. Yeah, and the after party rooms.
Hold on. I'm not sure if you're going to bring this up, but there was one room, I seen the screenshot, where they said the guy who started the Kevin Hart room was secretly recording the whole thing.
Yeah, that wasn't true.
And I was like, what?
They're saying Marlon did not record it.
I know, of course not.
But,
so this was my timeline for the day. So like I said, I work 9 to 5. So, and I'm, you know, afforded the luxury of being able to work from home. So, you know, when I'm on breaks or during my lunch, I can just kind of pop in and out, eat my food while I'm on my couch, just watching, see what's going on Clubhouse. And at one point, so I jumped in when the room first started, because like I saw a notification or whatever, and I'm like, okay, Marlon, Toronto, you know, light skinned comedian, we're on brand. So I'm like, let me just kind of see what.
And just to clarify, the room was started by Marlon, and the title of the room was "Y'all Still Find Kevin Hart Funny?"
Right.
Just to give some context, that was the room was called "Y'all Still Find Kevin Hart Funny?"
I gotta ask your opinion after this.
For sure, and we'll get into that. But so he started that room, which is, again, that's not anything new. People always throw random people's names on these titles 100%. And try to have these debates. But you have to understand, the only reason you're having that debate is because Kevin Hart has positioned himself in a place where he can be a part of that conversation, which already means that he's above the majority. So when I first popped into that room, of course, it was just the classic, like, yeah, you know, this wasn't that funny, that's not that great, whatever. But then it quickly changed from, and I'm talking like 11 a.m. to a conversation about like, yeah, but who's put on more people than Kevin Hart? Where you start to have a conversation about, oh yeah, well, you know, between his LOL network, the impact, right? His podcast, his movies and stuff that he's really trying to put people on. And then it became this constructive conversation. Then of course, as more people would join the room, I started kind of slowly amassed to about 120 people throughout like my lunch break or whatever. And then at one point, somebody, because I had jumped off and I was waiting for the person that I was shadowing to jump back onto this phone call, and then he ended up being an hour late, which to my advantage, I got to take in all of the smoke. So somebody messaged me, they're like, yo, it's crazy, Kevin Hart just jumped into Marlon's room. So I go and check on the app, and it had gone up to about 800 at this point.
Yeah, that's when I hopped in.
Right. So I saw it kind of climbing up, and I was like, oh, this is crazy or whatever. And then the beginning of that conversation was Kevin Hart roasting himself, just kind of, you know, being him, like, you know, a human about the comments that were made about him. It's only natural that he sees his name on a title and that he's curious to see what's going on.
He knew the play. He knew if I hop in this room, it's a set shut off for sure.
And I mean, he also, let everyone know that I'm a part investor in this app. So it
Which
makes sense.
turned out to be false.
That's
Is it false?
also
Is it?
and that's,
Yeah.
Did they talk about it in the town hall?
Not in the town hall, but there was a girl who came in and did research. He said she actually contacted the person who invests, and he's like, "There's only one investor in it. It's not Kevin." They said they pitched it to Kevin apparently,
Interesting.
but he has no actual money inside the app.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that was a weird flex that he's just. I don't know
I
what.
gotta look into that myself.
if he was a part investor in that app, well, regardless, actually, because his impact from just being there on that one day, because
skyrocket.
Clubhouse was like this,
100.
and then people were like, "Yo, Twitter's about to roll out something similar. Facebook's about to roll out something similar." But the minute Kevin Hart comes in and 5,000 people go on, and all the big blogs and media outlets pick that up for free, you can't get that kind of advertisement or publicity anywhere.
Right.
So, but where the conversation, and I say this a million times, which is leading me to what happened after that room, is that whenever you have so many people on a stage that have all different types of agendas and intentions, where you have somebody who's a super fan of Kevin Hart, you have somebody who's a super hater of Kevin Hart, you have somebody who's just trying to get clout, you have somebody who is expressing their traumas. There's so many different things, and everyone has access to a microphone. It becomes a thing where you're having a one-on-one with Kevin Hart, you can get gems out of him because it's a constructive conversation. But when he's addressing one thing and he brings something else up in that, and then someone else interjects, doesn't let him finish his point, and harks on that one thing that he says, you're never going to finish that thought that he had and get a conclusive answer, because he's constantly trying to, okay, well, I got to put out this fire because you guys are now starting this one, and oh, I got to put this one out. So then automatically what happens, and we saw the same thing with Tory Lanez like a week before that, was these people are media trained. They're PR trained. They're going to go into autopilot and just give you this very calm, generic shit that you're going to hear on all these other major publications. And you're not going to get the human anymore. So you're literally just speaking to the billboard of Kevin Hart at this point, trying to defend himself.
However, he went offline. So,
right.
Which I don't think he intended to do that.
Who went offline?
Kevin, like he went off the line of being PR.
Yeah.
There was a part of it where I know as PR as he was trying to stay, he's human and he started getting frustrated.
But I think it's because, yes, you're right.
Frustrated
He
the one
did.
girl.
Right.
Yeah.
But because they started coming for him.
And I said this, okay, so this is what brings me to the next point. So there was a room afterwards where Tiffany Haddish was there defending Kevin Hart, because as you know, a lot of her credit is due to him or whatever. I don't know who made the mistake of letting me up on stage in there, but I was just trying to sit quiet because my little Abby was right next to Tiffany Haddish. So I'm like, yo, I'm just going to collect these followers, just chill on the stage or whatever. But then they started like crucifying Marlon as if he had something to do with how the room kind of spun out of control. So then I chimed in and I was like, okay, guys, like I'm hearing a lot of bad moderator this, bad moderator that. You got to take into account none of these people on this app are professional moderators. Yeah. This guy is a comedian who's been on the app for a week. He started a room that was a joke that had maybe 60 to 120 people when I was kind of popping in and out of it. Nobody could have predicted that Kevin Hart himself would come in. And a lot of what you guys are saying is in hindsight. Of course, you're going to say what he could have and should have done better because it unraveled the way it unraveled. Had it gone well, we would have never spoken about it and it would have never created the splash that it created. But at the end of the day, it's like people always have to try to point the finger and try to figure out the root of the evil and where these things could have gone better and whatever else. But it's like, they're like, well, you should tell your friend that there's moderation rooms and that they should. Well, I'm like, yeah, but not everyone is coming on here to be a great moderator.
Cut it out.
Like, you know what? Because initially when I saw it, I was a little critical of Marlon. I'll be honest with you. And the only reason I was critical is because I was, and this is my question to you. I was looking at it differently. I was looking at it through the lens of him being a comedian. I feel like in that moment, he might have felt like, oh, I might have fucked up a bag here, potentially. But based on how Kevin was acting, I don't think that's the case. But for me, I saw the conversations afterwards of all these people coming from Marlon. And I was like, there were certain things that happened that didn't help his case through it.
I'll give you 2 reasons why he didn't fuck up the bag. Number one, the more you're on Clubhouse, the less you remember any of the interactions you've had on Clubhouse. So as much as I say that Joe Budden probably hates my guts, that motherfucker doesn't remember me. He's got tits and ass on the brain. So I pop into a room, I switch my Abby. It's a whole different thing.
But what was Zamar saying regarding fucking up the bag? Like, I agree with what he's saying. Marlon did not fuck up any type of bag.
Exactly.
But the issue was, okay, just to clarify, guys, the reason people were coming from Marlon was because the conversation got out of hand. women started attacking Kevin. Kevin started shooting back and said one of his lines he said was, all your women in here have done some whole shit, be honest. Which, if it's true or not, not probably something you don't say. Probably not something you say in a room full of 5,000 people.
Read the room.
Whether all you girls have done some whole shit, it's probably not. Probably nothing to say for Kevin Hart.
It's not something that you can stand on firmly.
It's just not. Because you know you're gonna have the not me girls, right?
Sure.
You're gonna have the not me girls. Who the fuck you think you're talking about? I'm not no hoe. Blah blah. Now you have anger. And there's nothing, you can't come back from that. Then he made the point regarding Bill Cosby and Hannibal Buress, which was a total miss. But I understand what he was trying to say,
right? No,
and I feel like Kevin has the Kanye syndrome in the sense where Kanye says some things, you're like, I know what you're trying to say.
Of course,
you're just not delivering it properly, and people are gonna crucify you for this. Like,
terrible example.
I think like he has the exact same syndrome where you're like, if you listen to what he's trying to say, you can be like, I get it. Right. What actually came out of your mouth. It's not acceptable.
Right. So when you're in that position, and that's the thing too, where I'm saying like we all can't say like what we could have and should have done, because with Kevin, it's like, yes, would it have been a better analogy to say when Lil Uzi Vert wears a purse that black people are the first ones to crucify him? Yeah, that would have been a safe example.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than saying, yeah, Hannibal Buress is the one who first brought up the Bill Cosby thing. Yeah, but you know what? That was kind of a good thing that he did that. And so it's like there's too much nuance within the what he's trying to articulate. And then it's like, okay, well now it was a big example that popped into his head,
right?
But it should have never came out of his mouth. And that's why I get so bothered with when I see that kind of volatility happening on that stage, because I'm like, we should not have so much entitlement and access to Kevin Hart. Because people were saying some shit with their chest where I'm like, I think you forget this guy's worth $250 million. And yes, of course, it's his fault for putting himself in that stage. Yeah. But I also feel like there is an opportunity to have a balance where you can ask him hard-hitting questions without it being like he's being attacked.
But then this is why I say what I say, right? Like, first of all, as much as I love Clubhouse, none of it is normal. As much as it's like relatable to real life, it's not normal for people who aren't media trained to be having conversations with celebrities or people who are out here making millions of dollars.
Couldn't agree more.
None of that's normal. It's not normal also to moderate for the general public. You know, it's difficult. Ryan and I have done live podcasts before. If you're not used to it, it's weird talking in front of 30, 40, 50 people. We've talked to how many? Like hundreds before.
Over 100.
So it's weird to do all those things. Now, for me, I think, yes, like when I see a lot of people talking shit and creating all these rooms afterwards, like you said, perfectly, they're talking from hindsight and it's easy for them to do that. I think where I'm coming from is someone that's been in this, like a role like that before. And I feel like Marlon has been in a similar position, never on that level. But my thing is when you're a moderator on this app, there are certain things that you're able to do that can very easily mitigate certain situations. And I think like it's easy to say that, you know, sometimes we should just brush that under the rug. Because for me, because I've seen it happen, and I would just look at that situation like, because how many people were in the speaking portion at this time?
There's at least 20.
Yeah. So,
and my question 20 people on stage.
My question is why?
Right. And
like, right. Okay. So, and that's where I'm kind of just like, okay, well,
but that's been their argument. But that was people's argument.
That's my argument. Like
they weren't blaming Marlon for what transpired in the room. Yeah. They're not like, Marlon, it's your fault. You created the room and now it got crazy, blah, blah.
Fuck that. Yeah.
What they were saying was what a portion of people are saying that I agreed with in parts. And they came from me as well because he made me a moderator and then there's a room about me.
Yeah, I never raised my hand once because I'm like, I need no parts of what's going on there.
But and when I was in the room, they started flaming me. Like I had to hold it because I'm like, I do get it from this perspective. And the perspective is, yes, none of us are trained to be moderators, but we all fucking know how the app works by now. If you're a moderator, like if you're not a moderator, if you're a moderator, you know how the app. No one's making you a moderator, you know how to use the app. Fair. Right? So if you're made the moderator, you know what the moderator can do. You can mute people, you can keep you off the stage, you can close the fucking room if you need to. Right? Those are the powers you have as a moderator. Now, the reason people are upset is because once Kevin started saying certain things he was saying, and then his boys are there too. Like, think about it. It's Kevin and his crew there.
That's what I think made it sticky, is that you don't know who to kick off of the stage because you're like, you don't want to kick off some of his friends.
That's what Zamore's saying. Kick off some of his friends but He can, but he won't, because what Zamora is saying is like, he doesn't want to be the person that kicked off Kevin's boy. He doesn't want to be the person that kicks off Kevin. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much deeper than just like, yeah, like, you have to address the situation that people are uncomfortable right now. Women are upset. The room seems unsafe right now. But also you have to deal with the reality that like, you have Kevin Hart on stage for the first time like this. There's 5,000 people in the room right now. Kevin and his whole crew is here. Am I going to kick off as Kevin's boy? And then Kevin's like, who the fuck did that? Like, am I going to create a new problem by trying to solve this problem? Like, there's so many different things.
See, that's just
had
it.
the opportunity to do that. It's very difficult for him to make a decision like that.
But we could be probably having the exact same conversation if he would have chosen one of those other avenues, where if he ended the room, they'd been like, yo, who is this goofy guy who had Kevin Hart in the room?
No, but that's a better avenue.
Is it though?
It is because there's no attack on him. Like, him not, like, it's not his, this is still not his fault. Mark, like, he didn't do anything wrong per se, but him, and the thing is, he wanted to close the room. He did say it. He's like, I'm gonna close the room. People are like, no, chill. Like, it's you know, so because he's in the middle of working.
Right. No, I was there for that.
So he wanted to close the room. People are like, no, chill. Just give it to somebody else. He said, I'm gonna close the room, guys. He said that. And people are like, nah, just give them over somewhere else. And he gave it to me, give it to another girl. Right. And then the room got crazy after that. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't close the room like he wanted to. Fine. The room got bigger and became what it was. Came back in the room and it's crazy now. Now you have one of your idols, like, I'm not gonna speak for him, but I'm sure Kevin Hart is someone as a comedian he looks up to.
As a businessman, sure, it'd be crazy to say otherwise. Yeah.
So yeah, when your idols are on the stage that you in your room that you created, you're talking to him, you're asking great questions, but people are attacking at the same time. Now women are upset. Now people are upset. Everyone's kind of on end and emotional. You have the power to be like, one, hey Kevin, that's kind of left field. Saying it to him, addressing it to him. This is what stuff girls were saying to me when I was getting flamed. Like, I'm just saying it out loud. Yeah. They're saying, one, you guys had the opportunity to be like, hey, Kevin, that's kind of fucked up. Which, yes, we could have done. Didn't do, right? Spanking some of these people or whatever, saying some outlandish stuff. We could have been like, yo, you guys are off this. And just booted them. Or just mute. They can get mad, but we can't hear them. Like,
that's true.
You can't yell from the audience, so they're... What are you gonna do? You can't do it.
Again, what can they do is start another room.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I hate having these conversations for that reason, because again, we could have all said the things.
I know, but like, what I'm saying is these are the actual solutions that people are mad about. It's not the fact that this could have became something else. Yeah, it could have been, but in that moment, action needs to happen, and no action was taken because of a potential or a thought or a fear or whatever it is. I don't know what's in Marlon's head, but obviously he's aware that I have Kevin Hart in my room and I have options here, but these are scary options.
I think for Marlon, and once again, like, I'd love to speak to Marlon about this next time I see him, but I think for him, his particular situation was sticky in that instance, right? Because he realizes, there's a lot of different ways I could take this, and there's probably no real right answer. I think for everyone else who was a moderator or just in the speaking section or just listening, this is basic human nature. Like, we all just kind of liked to see the mess that was happening. That's why messy rooms are so popular on Clubhouse, right? Like, when this shit was going down, I found out it was going down. I was in the middle of trading someone, and I logged into Twitter and I saw someone say, no way this guy just said all you girls did hoe shit. And then hashtag Clubhouse. I'm like, this gonna be wild. This gonna be wild. So I log in and I see what's happening, and I'm like, damn, this seems kind of crazy. And my only thing was, no matter what room you're in, typically it's chaotic if there's just like too many people in the speaking section, because right now on the app, you can't fully manage it in a particular way unless you straight up mute someone or send them back to the audience. There's no like numbered system. There's none of that. That's what feeds into some of this problem, right?
Unless you have like the back end kind of organized in advance, if you plan something out or whatever. But like, Kevin Hart has said it himself. He's like, yo, at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember all of the constructive shit that we had. They're just going to take the headlines. And as he was saying that, I went on Twitter and all I saw was, so y'all just going to let Kevin Hart say that Bill Cosby was innocent, R. Kelly was innocent. I'm like, did he even say R. Kelly at any point? I'm like, yo, this is nuts.
But we see, and look, to Kevin's point, we've seen this though, right? You brought up the comparison to Ye, like when Ye made the slave was a choice comment. He went on Twitter right afterwards, that like immediately after the interview, and he clarified himself. He was like, obviously I know this isn't what it is, and people still ran with it.
Nobody cares.
No one cares. Like, no one cares. You can say whatever the fuck you want and clarify it. People are going to run with whatever they want. So I'm saying all this not to put any sort of blame on Marlon or make it seem like he should have done this. Like, it's a fucked up situation. And I think right now he's not stressing about it whatsoever. No. I don't think there's any reason to stress about it.
I mean,
yeah, there's nothing to, when he had that room at 9 p.m. Were you in that? Were you guys in that?
I didn't get a chance.
So I was in it like from the jump, right? And
the women's only room.
And this is why like the situation was hilarious to me, because I was in it from the beginning to the end. I felt it was constructive because really it was just a lot of women basically telling Marlon this is what could have been done differently, and he just kind of took it and listened. The title of the room was this is a room for Black women and Black women only, right? So it's cool, whatever. Like literally 20 minutes into the room, some man named Joel, for whatever, Marlon is the only moderator. A man named Joel comes up to speak.
How did he get up?
To speak, and the first things he's saying is, you know what, Marlon, like, I really don't feel like you should be apologizing for anything.
Like,
and then like he gives his reasons why, and they eventually get the man out of the chat. And I come from PR. Like, I worked in that industry for years, and I'm sitting there like, fam, like, you're the only one with a green badge on here. And you just had to go do a whole media circus on Twitter.
A couple Black women just to kind of balance the shit out, according to the title, at the very least.
No, but it's not even that. What he's saying is why did Joel even get up?
No, I get that. But that's what I mean.
How is he on stage?
But if you've got two other women who have a moderator being on them, and then a dude comes up, you can't be taking the blame because anybody could have brought him up.
There wasn't two other moderators.
But see, that's what I'm trying to say.
He's saying create a safe space.
Don't make it hot. You want to make it hot for yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, because it already looks nuts that like you're the only dude with a moderator badge, and it's a title for Black women.
Did this nigga just bring a nigga on stage?
That's what I'm trying to say. So
like that's what I was sitting. Like, I remember sitting at my desk listening to this shit. I'm like, Marlon, like,
you gotta help your man's out. You can't be letting him come into these rooms ever again.
I was trying to text him, man. I'm like, yo, get him out the room right now, please.
And he came in with his energy like, you have to apologize for nothing. I'm like,
he's like, you're not gonna apologize, man. Like, you didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm like, not what we're talking about.
I know. And in the back of my head,
leave the room,
and I'm sitting there. I'm like, look, I get where Joel's coming from, because to a certain extent, I don't think.
No, we agree, but this is not where you say this.
It's not where you say this. This is really not where you say this.
Oh man.
You gotta let that situation breathe for a couple of days before you do all that. I didn't honestly
I haven't seen him back on the app since. I'm waiting.
And Tiffany actually said, she's like, Kevin's going to be back on the app. He's going to come back. Like, it's not going to be that serious. So I honestly, like, everything blows over, because even the Tory Lanez thing, I thought the app was dead after that situation.
Why?
Because it was just so toxic.
Toxic and reckless?
It was so toxic. And it was just like, everyone just kind of, that feeling where you just kind of feel heavy on the inside.
Like, you guys ruined the app.
You killed the app. And I was like, I literally told a couple people, I'm like, yo, Clubhouse is dead.
Really?
24 hours afterwards.
No one remembers. But look, it's like
it's
like we've
talking
been
about
saying.
that now. You look corny if you came up with that. Yo, are we still talking about the Kevin Hart joint? People will be like, you're nuts. Like, we're talking about tits and ass right now. Go away.
But it's like you said, this shit's not normal. But at the same time, people were saying everything with their chest to Kevin. And under normal circumstances, you're not even getting in the same room as Kevin.
Getting the access.
You're not even in the same building.
No. That's what bothers me about it, is the entitlement, where it's like you've been given an opportunity that you would never get, and then chicks being like, yeah, well, I have nothing to gain from this, so I'm gonna say what I have to say and whatever. It's like, okay, so if you have nothing to gain from this, why are you hanging this man on a cross? Because you probably haven't even seen the special that's in question.
You just came in to yell.
You came in here because you have a perception of him, or something that he said triggered you, and then you want to let that out. But it's like, that's not going to serve anyone, because there were people who maybe had studied some of his bodies of work so they could figure out a better way to approach that topic. And that's the issue. And the same thing with the Tory Lanez situation, is that there were women who wanted to address the fact that he was very contradictory in his album, where he's saying, I'm here to protect Black women, I love Meg, but then at the same time he's gaslighting by saying, oh, I think Kylie Jenner is kind of cute and whatever. So he was giving mixed signals. Those questions never got a chance to be asked, because people who had never listened to his album because they were boycotting him only wanted to say some really toxic shit with their chest.
You never got down to real conversations.
PR mode. I'm going to give you the same shit you've been hearing on my IG live and whatever else that's been fed to me in one ear and one in the other. And the conversation is dead by that point. You're talking to a machine at that point. You might as well just play his interviews at the end of all your questions.
You know what? Like, I was talking to that same girl who nominated me about it 2 days ago, and Clubhouse is weird because you're basically watching culture forming. You know what I mean? Like the best way I can explain it is I was in a town hall the other day on Sunday with the guys who created the app, and they said, you know, when you double tap, you know, the mic button to clap, that was never an intention for them. They're like, this is something that people
are making up.
People just made up. Like that's actually how culture works. People show up and they just decide to make new rules and all these things, and people follow it.
Languages happen.
That's exactly how it happens. So and shit. We're watching that happen now, and honestly, you're right, Marcel. Like, look, we're talking about the situation now, but look, in a week, not even, maybe by this weekend, no one's gonna remember this shit. But the reality is, you can look at all these different incidents and be like, oh, okay, this is a case study for like what we do moving forward. You know, we're not going to talk about that incident, but it's like, oh, okay, I remember now. Like if I moderate, like maybe this is how I'm going to do it, kind of thing. Because I've seen how extreme it can get.
We're learning, yeah.
You know, I now believe, quite honestly, if you start a room talking, if you, I don't know, you mentioned fucking, give me a famous person. You mentioned
Aubrey Graham.
Well, he was on the app yesterday.
He's on the app. He actually might be joining our thing tonight as a guest judge.
Yeah, he was on that. His name's just the boy. Yeah, the boy. He was in it yesterday for the
his like actual handles is like El Rico or some shit like that, and then
Alias,
and then his bio says the Jimmy from Degrassi.
Yeah,
Alias,
and it's got a picture of MR.KOA Osiris as his profile picture.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
I don't know why that. Oh, I mean, I can't name you a single MR.KOA Osiris record, but like he gets clowned for that. Like, I'm gonna give you the world, baby girl. So I like 21 Savage had that as a meme on his thing. Like people roast him, but
that's what I mean, right? Like you could create a room saying like, is Aubrey Graham really that good? Chances are
it'll get to him.
It will get to him. It'll get to him.
And not only that, I was actually thinking about that too. I'm like, if ever I really wanted to, I was just so thirst for clout that I really just wanted the clout.
Say something you just nasty.
Not even just that. You look at the people who are on the app. If I created a room and I kept it around long enough, I almost certain that this person would come in and the app would explode. If I started a little headline, whether I believe it or not, but if I started a room with the title, does Oprah Winfrey really help black people? At some point in time, because she's on the app, Gayle King is on there every single week for their after dinner party and whatever else. At some point in time, there is a small, very fractional percentage that it may hit her on that radar. If she jumped into that room and this little ratchet as you, had access to Oprah Winfrey on a stage.
It's out of here.
That's illegal. That shouldn't happen.
Switch up real quick.
I'm not even in her assistant's tax bracket. What are we talking about here?
Breathe on Oprah.
I shouldn't. So, but like the audacity that people can create these rooms and then the actual people jump in, and that's why that whole Tory Lanez thing happened too. Is that that's what the conversation was? Is that the title said like, yo, your favorite baddie is standing next to Tory Lanez right now or something like that, right? And there was important people in that chat as well. Like Budden was in there. There was a few other producers and stuff that were in there. So eventually one of his homies jumped in. They started trying to cape for Tory, but in a very aggressive way, being like, yo, I don't even know why we talking about this. I'm too rich for this or whatever. Then Tory came in. Then it became this whole situation or whatever, where he's like, I saw my name in the title. Like I was going to come in. These are people with egos at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's an ego thing and the curiosity, and the fact that this app is still in beta and it's still small. It's not like tagging Oprah on Instagram where there's 1 billion users. It's not, you know what I mean? Like you're not even tagging these people, but you're essentially putting their name in a feed, which is open to, I don't know how many people are on there now, but I'm sure it's under 100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I joined the app a month ago, there was less than 20,000.
Right.
So it's probably like,
I'm sure it's under 100,000 still.
With the rate of the invites, I'd say it's probably in that ballpark, but it's not public, but to me it feels almost like as if it's crossed over to a public sphere now because of
definitely
like
growing. People are just coming every day, but it's still like there's 1 billion users on Instagram.
For sure.
Yeah, if you tags aren't getting to these celebrities.
No.
Comments, DMs are not getting to these celebrities. If the celebrity hops on this app because they feel like it's more intimate and more private. And I think what people are forgetting is the degree of separation in this app is so minimal, because it's like Oprah has friends. Oprah has a security guard. Oprah has a cook, a this, a that, or whatever. So it's like, it's not even like even how Kevin Hart got into Marlon's room. Do you know how it happened?
I'm assuming it's from his homies that were on the stage.
Bro, yeah.
So like Red Cup Boys or Plastic Cup Boys.
Yeah. So a friend of the Plastic Cup Boys saw that.
Yeah.
Then they Plastic Cup Boys, yo, there's a room about Kevin.
Well, that was just it. Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
It's not really. It's not. It doesn't even have to be Kevin seeing the room. It's just like if your boy's like, bro, yo, Marcel, yo.
But not only that, yeah, in real time, and that's how Tori got onto that stage in particular, because there was about like 6 other rooms that had his name in the headline. But what ended up happening is that he was in this one room where girls were literally just doing the whole pick me thing, like, oh, Tori, this and that, because they were indifferent about the whole scandal or whatever. But then eventually it gets to a point where like, okay, so Tori's on the app, so he gives his homie an invitation. His homie's navigating through these different rooms trying to hear what the pulse is. He sees that there's a bunch of big people. The room is amassed, a couple of 100 people, and at that time, like Kevin Hart 5,000, yeah, that's a lot. But at that time, if you got maybe like 300, that was a lot. There was 900 people in that room for the Tory Lanez thing. That was like, whoa,
like at that time.
Like we've not seen this. And then that was the first time somebody screen recorded the entire conversation, uploaded to YouTube. That person got banned, they got flagged or whatever. So like that was the first real scandal that was really that you got to witness in real time on the app. I was like floored. I was like, why is Tori even engaging
why are
in
you
this?
talking?
Yeah. No good can come of this for anyone. Like it's not because that headline or whatever, that title started so early that by the time Tori had jumped in, the conversation was way past that. They were talking about like there was men sitting back listening on how they could empower Black women, and that's where the convo had geared to. So when Tori comes in and reinfigures this triggering feeling, some people were on the stage like, we don't want him here, we don't need him here, and blah 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 blah, and some people were like, no, we got to get to the bottom of this and whatever. But again, when you've got that indecisiveness before he's even on the stage, what do you think it's going to be like when he's actually there? And you're talking to the guy himself.
Man, it's crazy world we live in. As Future said, I just think, like you said, Marcel, like it does feel kind of public right now, but I don't know. The difference, you mentioned Instagram having 1 billion followers. This same conversation about Tory or Kevin Hart could have happened on Instagram, and I don't think it would have ever reached these two.
No, of course not.
They might have seen it. They wouldn't have entertained it. Do you think conversations like these, or even the type of fun that's being had right now on Clubhouse, is going to survive when it does go public? Because right now, to me, Clubhouse actually feels a little bit exclusive. And it
still does, yeah.
And the only reason I can say that is because, as you said, there's some people I talk to about it, and they're like,
they still have no idea.
Either like, oh, that's weird as hell, or they're like, oh, this sounds really cool.
Right.
But maybe it's based on who I'm following, but I feel like the app is also overwhelmingly Black.
Oh, 100%.
And it kind of lends favor to that.
Right.
So I'm wondering how it changes when it goes public.
Well, that's also based on who you're following.
That's what I was going to say. I'll say this much. Like, I think it's Black because we're Black. And I think it's Black because our friends are Black, and so on and so forth. Like, I know there's a whole white side of the app. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that we don't know about. You probably aren't seeing at all either, right?
But this is my thing though, right? Like, I think if I look at my followers right now, it's pretty diverse. But I think it might be because of who I'm interacting with the most, which is just like any other app.
Right.
I'm just curious to know, like, this isn't like Instagram where it creates an algorithm for you. Right. It's interesting to know that right now on this app, it looks completely different. Like absolutely different to someone else. Yes. Because I think right now all our Clubhouses probably look very similar.
Very well, yes, ours. No, well, and this is the thing, is that, like, again, going to the curation of that app, is that if you follow, like you said, an eclectic group of people, right? But then you still seem to just migrate to the ones. So, okay, I'll give you an example, right? So you've got, let's say you were East Indian and I'm Asian, right? And then you're going in and you follow a Black person and a white person. If you're constantly going into the room with the Black person, not only are you in that room and you're hearing that topic and maybe that's what you're gearing towards, but you're also following more people that are in that room. So then it ends up being that you're curating based off of the rooms that you're engaging with the most, which is still going to gear you into that direction.
Divert me there.
Right. So like, and even if there's like an Asian person or an East Indian person in that room or a white person in that room, if you're following them, they're already telling you that they're in these rooms predominantly. So you're still curating your profile to those quote unquote ratchet rooms, because those people, even though they're diverse, they're still a part of that.
I also just thought about something. So we've said on this podcast before that black people make the cool, right?
Of course.
What I just acknowledged though is that, you know, when the app first starts, like when you first get in the app, like it suggests a bunch of users, right? A lot of those users are black users.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the famous people in media, society, socials, music, sports, whatever, a lot of the best people are black. The best athletes,
For
best
sure.
musicians. But that's what I'm saying. So like, to what Zamora is saying, like the app might not actually be seemingly predominantly black. It might actually be very black because the first people that are getting in are the most famous artists, most famous rappers, most famous musicians. Like they want those people in there because if Joe Biden's in there, you know, people are coming.
Oh, for sure they want them in there.
They have. I was just in a room with Just Blaze was in there. You know, Tiffany Haddish. Like there's all these big names are black people. So I know there's big white people as well. They're in the app, but there are a lot of big popular black people that they've brought in this app privately to kind of get it, you know, going. So it might not actually be like only what we're seeing. Like it might be curated because that's what they pulled in first.
Yeah, like I'm always just questioning because once again, like if you guys don't go into the town halls, you really should, because it's like very interesting.
I definitely pop into
to hear what these guys are talking about, and they got questioned about how are you guys gonna make money off of this app. Because people,
you start throwing ads in, like randomly.
That's what they were saying. They're like, we don't want to throw ads in there. Right. And the other thing you have to think about is, you know, you have to think about investments into the app, right? So it's already been debunked. Kevin Hart's not an investor in it, right? But to me, this seems like an app that I'm not going to say all, but a lot of celebrities would prefer to other social media apps, only because it actually allows them to just listen in, to hear the pulse of what's going on. Because it can be suicide for them if they decide to go in and talk and it's not properly trained and not properly moderated. But if I want to just hear what people are talking about in terms of like actually saying, not shit that's on Twitter or Instagram, if I want to hear it, I can go on this app because you're gonna get a better sentiment of that.
Burner phone, hop in as
right.
Great.
So for
100%.
So for me,
listen and get feedback.
So for me,
real feedback.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, it makes me wonder. For me, it makes me wonder, like, is this app? Is it worth the app actually going public? You get what I'm trying to say?
It might push people away. It might tarnish their brand.
I'm wondering how much the app will change if it goes public. Because right now, yes, there could 100,000 people is still a lot of fucking people, but it's nowhere near anything else that's out there. And I think maybe if it does go public, you lose a bit of the authenticity that there is on there right now.
And it's damned if you do, damned if you don't is the argument that's been going on. Not only just is it, if they go public, it removes the novelty, the exclusivity of the app, but you're now also competing with other apps that are also rolling out the exact same thing. And then
they'll go public.
And they're going public. But Twitter already has released a statement. If you haven't seen, I'll show you. The screenshot of the app is just like Clubhouse. Exactly like Clubhouse. The only difference is they added little cool emojis. So you can have like the 100 emoji by your face, or you could have the little smiley face or whatever to emote your thing.
Copy the blueprint.
Right. But now here's the thing too, is that if you guys either played around with like the VR headsets, like those Oculus headsets. Okay. Yeah. So there's an app on there called Alt Space VR. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Right. Yeah. So I find it very similar to Clubhouse's format in the sense that you can, rather than jumping from room to room, you can jump from world to world, and it'll show you the count of how many people are in the room, but they have a cap on the room as well. Yeah. So I think, because I've seen rooms, for example, like Reggie Watts, who was probably one of the more predominant people in this VR space who did this, where he would create a room. It would be a scheduled event. Yeah. You would set your reminder. You'd get your notification. And it's obviously way more organized because Facebook already owns Oculus. So they have this notification. You go into this thing. Everyone's there in the crowd. The performer knows how to interact with those people who are in the crowd. You can come in and out of the room, leave quietly. You can do the exact same hand raising thing. Yeah. You can throw up emojis to show your reaction without interrupting that person performing. It's a way more controlled environment for somebody who wants to go in there. And I've seen live podcasts. I've seen people try to perform stand-up comedy within this VR space. I think there's a possibility for Clubhouse to branch out and be something like that. but it right now where it's the Wild Wild West and there are no rules, like there's literally just updated an update on my way here, and I was trying to kind of skim through some of the things that they had updated, and there was nothing really that substantial. It was like you can change your username now, you can like just small things like that. So until we get to a point where if it's not too late, if they don't roll this out publicly too late, until we get to a place where it's a lot more controlled and it becomes an actual safe space, not this like narrative of the safe space that people are going around and saying, then it's still a very dangerous thing where you could do something wrong and people are screen recording, taking things out of context in Twitter, and it's still very loose.
I have a different opinion. Like, I agree with that as well, but I have a different opinion in the sense where I don't think it's a complete destruction if they stay private, and I'll say because of this, because they've proven with very little marketing and very little exposure that they can get the big users into their app, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if Beyonce has an account. We don't actually know anything, right? We don't know, but we know some certain people have an account right now, which means you got their interests through just word of mouth and people just doing this shit, right? So yes, Twitter's still gonna roll their thing out, which is fine, but it goes back to my same point. Twitter also has almost 1 billion users, if not already 1 billion users. The same thing as Instagram. So even if they have that format, Kevin's still not talking on Twitter like that. Like he's not, it's just too much shit up here. Like there's too much stuff up here that even if you have this feature, it's like, I'm not doing this on Twitter. Like it's still branded by Twitter. Like, no.
He addressed this too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he addressed it after his whole, Clubhouse stint.
Right.
He went on Twitter and talked about Clubhouse and how he thinks it's so sick. Right. Because of how it's set up. But go on. So I know you want to chime in there.
No, I was just going to say, and yeah, he did put out like an Instagram video in 1.5 minutes, just talking about his experience or whatever. But what would you guys say if Clubhouse added a subscription? So if you had to pay to use the app.
So as of right now, I actually think it's worth a subscription.
So, but how much would you pay?
Well, this is the question.
Because I've heard you guys talk about subscriptions for shit before, and I'm just very curious.
This is the question.
What's the number?
Yeah,
it's just what's the number?
Yeah, because we've talked about, would you pay a subscription for Twitter? Or like, Twitter's my favorite app, but I'm getting more value out of Clubhouse right now than most apps.
And if I remember correctly, so I remember you guys talked about this on your thing. You said something like $7 would be a reasonable amount for Twitter or something like that. $7 a month.
Might.
And then maybe it could get raised up. You might be enticed for a 12. Like you could pay a Netflix. You could justify a Netflix subscription.
It was the Netflix example I said. We paid $10 for Netflix and we don't even watch it every day. Like that's what I was saying. I'm like, it just comes out. So, and if I'm using this app every day and my Netflix bill comes out every month and I'll even blink, like that's how I structure it. I'm like, I look at my bill.
So what if they charge you $100 USD per month? Would you go on
per month?
Per month.
No, that's a lot. But here's the thing. I understand. I get
you're lying. Go on. No. We'll get to that.
Hold on.
But you're lying. Go on.
Hold on. My gut reaction is no, but the reason why I understand that number is because, once again, never will I have access to potentially have some of these conversations or privy to certain conversations with these people. So when I think about, is me being able to actually ask direct questions to the guy who creates literally Adobe Premiere, when I'm not getting that anywhere else.
You're not calling tech support and getting those answers.
Is $100 USD like worth it? I know it's not happening often, but is that justified?
I'm only saying no because the app still gets destroyed because $100 is not a lot of money. So the reason I say that is because if all they do is making a subscription, you can still get to 1 billion users with $100. Like it still will oversaturate the app with that amount. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it would have to be some type of contingency plan. It couldn't just be like $100 you get in. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, it's $100
it would still destroy the app.
Right. So like more of like an OnlyFans structure in the sense that like $100 gets you inside the Clubhouse. However, there may be private rooms where you now have to pay $20 to attend this town hall meeting, or you have to pay $50 to be able to attend this beat battle with these exclusive producers and have an opportunity to play your beat or whatever it is lane that you're in. Right. So I think if there was a subscription model that was there, it would weed out the people who are capping on the app and aren't really about that life and aren't serious and who are just going in there for the smash, marry, kills. And it would also entice other people who aren't on the app who do have something to offer to be able to be like, okay, this is another stream of income. And I know that there's not going to be riffraff on the app.
Well, this is what they talked about in the town hall when they're like, how are we going to monetize this? One of the options they said was, allowing speakers themselves to monetize off the app. So if we're going to do a whole podcast about relationships or some shit, we can make that a paid thing.
If people want to come in the room.
If people want to pay this amount to get in, they can do that. See, I think it makes more sense to charge people for specific rooms versus a monthly charge on the app.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I definitely agree with what Zamora is saying.
That's kind of how I feel about it. But
that's probably the most genius idea, because it's like that would push the app to make people make more rooms rather than just like more clubs, rather than just random rooms. It's like you're subscribing to a club. So you can hop in the free rooms. Like I feel like if they charge a subscription, it would ruin the organicness of the room, of the club, of the app, because there's a lot of people that are on the app that make the app fun that probably wouldn't pay. You know what I'm saying? So then now you lose the fun part of it because they're like, I'm not paying that. And now you kind of lose like the humor and the fun. And some of the pretty girls, for example, like, for being honest, like some of the girls are like, I'm not paying that. And then you lose, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of lose that.
Yeah.
So if they allow the free part to kind of like mingle in the room, like almost like a club, like you guys can chill on the floor. If you want to get to the back, you pay a fee to get to the further rooms, but free people can kind of chill on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way, if Zamora and I host a podcast, whatever, people will say, oh, WTT podcast is hosting an event, 8 o'clock, $5 entry, whatever. And then we get 100 people get $5 in there, and we pay Clubhouse $2 or what, I don't know, whatever. But like everyone's having these type of events. People can hop in. You can kind of club hop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
No, for sure.
I think that would be a more realistic way. That means like you don't have to be in there. You can kind of still do the mingle stuff outside. That way you kind of have some tiers to it. Because I feel like if you made it just subscription based only, you would lose the fun.
Yeah,
you would
I totally get
lose
that.
the fun.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say because I gotta dip because a Clubhouse event, and this became literally just an entire Clubhouse conversation. So the last Clubhouse question that I have for you is, and this was also briefly discussed in that town hall, was what do you think the appropriate verification system is? Because one of the things they brought up was that rather than making it a verification like, oh, you're really popular and whatever, it's more of just a verification to know that you are the real person that you're claiming to be.
Yeah.
So do you think that it should be where, if you've been one of the early adopters of the beta app, that you should get a certain type of verification? And is it something where it's like a little dot or whatever, or maybe you were given different beta features or whatever early? Or do you think it should be very similar to what we're seeing already with the Twitters and the Instagrams, where it's just a little
like a
blue thing that,
I think the check's already been understood.
Yeah, I think
people would kind of get that.
They should do that for just for celebrities. Because I agree with myself. I think people who have been on the apps in
not
beta,
just for celebrities. I'm just saying, but like I think the check mark is already understood. Like to change it to something else, it's possible.
And there are Clubhouse celebrities. Like if I say the name Fritz,
right?
You know who Fritz is.
Right?
So there's people who are on that app who've established themselves and set themselves apart. Where maybe if you just saw that person's Instagram and you're like, okay, well this person does X, Y, and Z. Like that's just who they are. But when you get to hear who that person is and express themselves and their personalities or opinions, it makes it a bit more of a connection, because rather than having to listen to a podcast where they might have said something and you wanted to ask something deeper and been like, oh, okay, well it's a fleeting thought or whatever, you're actually there engaging with that person. You become a super fan of these regular people where you're like, wow, this person really gets it, or this person really gets me, or whatever, right? So yeah, I'm curious to see what they do for verification.
Separate it, because they can't leave everyone just the same.
But I think they're trying to do for sure, because of the fact that there are a lot of like elite people on this app, they're going to do a verification system similar to like what Bumble is doing, where like you have to take a two-step photo verification to ensure that you are that person, so that I can't just sign on and be like, yo, I'm Marlon Wayans, who actually did just sign on, by the way. But like, I can't just be like, yo, I'm Marlon Wayans, have his PTR, do an impression,
and no one actually knows
people control, right? Because it is still just auditory, so like it's very hard to kind of
like, is that his voice? There's people who do voiceovers and they're really good at voices.
There's great Kevin Hart voiceovers. That could have been a troll this entire time.
Imagine.
You know what I mean?
Imagine it was a fake Kevin.
How would you know?
You wouldn't.
You would see the person that referred him, but like that, this still doesn't really tell you all that much.
Yeah.
Because it could have been his assistant's friend who told him about the app and was like, "Yo, here's the invite" or whatever. So like,
true.
it's there's a lot to be.
I know you gotta go. That's okay. I think me and Zamar, we can keep going if you want.
Yeah, you guys keep going. But thank you very much. This was fun. I definitely want to come back and do this again.
Absolutely, man.
Not talk about Clubhouse for an hour straight. But if you guys are off at a reasonable time, you should definitely come check out the American Idol right now. See, look at this. This is for sure that group chat. That's all that is. Because I clear my messages, but that's for sure just the group chat
just
going off.
Prepping, getting ready.
Oh yeah, it's a prep thing.
Yeah, no, go do your thing, bro.
But yeah, that's 12 Dark and Ratchet podcast. Make sure you guys tune in every single Monday. Peace.
Thank you, brother.
See you, buddy. Yeah, take it, man. It's all yours. Watch the cameras. It's okay. Okay.
You're skinny enough. You're skinny enough.
There you go.
Oh shit! That's my bag.
Yeah. This is bad luck.
No, you're all right. Yeah, you're good.
There you go, brother. Yeah, I'm saying, just make sure you close the door, eh?
Yeah, we might as well get into our question.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the question.
The comments from that is actually hilarious to see how people actually interact.
Dude,
you know what's funny though? When I made the question, I didn't actually like I answered it myself in my story.
Yeah,
like to kind of push it, like what I use.
Yeah, but I
didn't take into account that.
You let people know what you use. You fucking dummy.
Bro.
You dummy.
A girl
this man just outed himself.
A girl messaged me and she's like, she's like that.
Do you realize what you just did?
No, not even that. It was a girl I've used it on.
Yeah.
And she messaged me. She's like, is this your emoji that you choose? I was like, no, I use it like different times for different things. Like, because I definitely used it on her.
Dummy.
And I was like, fuck, I didn't even think about it. I just exposed what I used on her.
So the question is, sometimes it's a little rude to leave someone on red. So what's your most used curved emoji? I had so many people DM me being like, I don't get it. And I was like, go read the comments. Yeah. And then you'll understand. And they're like, oh, and then everyone had one. For me, like straight up. Yeah. I agree with what Allison, what she said. Like, I don't.
Was she saying about liking it? And
dude, I don't
just like.
I actually don't have an emoji that I use to let someone know, or my way of saying I'm not interested in this.
Really?
No, I just straight up like your last thing and I never respond.
So, but okay. Time out then. Before Instagram added the feature to like people's comments, what did you do? Because that's still a rather new feature.
It's been around for at least 2 years now.
Oh, that's nothing.
Okay, so
we've been talking longer than 2 years to people.
Then,
that's
you know what it was? You know what it was?
What?
It wasn't an emoji. It was haha. Or no, not haha. It was aha, like AHA. That's definitely what I used to do. That's definitely not used to. I still do that.
Oh my God, Zamar, you're so sexy.
Because it's like my most reaction in real life.
Like,
awkward. Like, that's what I would do. Like,
not even a thank you. Just you're so sexy, Zamar. Not even thank you,
dude.
Not even thank you. Just straight.
I might be like thanks.
Yo,
it's rough.
Yeah, mine is I use the praying hands a lot. I don't know why I use it.
Yo, that's so disrespectful. Like someone's saying some real shit to you, and you're just like. That's what you do? That's how you curve them.
Bro, if you actually start doing emojis in real life, that shit is funny as fuck. Like if you actually realize the stuff you're doing in emojis and did them, like did the actions in real life.
That's what I'm saying. Like when
in their face.
Like, dude, that's so disrespectful. Someone says some real shit to you and you just
you're so amazing.
Like shut up. That's what it equates to.
What?
So like, but looking at
oh man,
funny enough, I was gonna say interesting enough, but it's not interesting because a lot of women clearly felt the need to respond on this with all their emojis. I feel like maybe like 2 guys answered, and in total we had 44 comments.
Women been curving, mans.
easily with
Easy.
in their sleep
with their smiley faces,
right?
hearts.
So let me see. Oh my god, one of them was just a thumbs up. Thumbs up is pretty disrespectful.
Nah, you can't give me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up is pretty disrespectful.
Yo, imagine getting a thumbs up. Imagine hitting on a girl and she gives you a thumbs up. What?
I'm like, you know what? We're gonna have to fight.
Yo, a thumbs up.
There was another girl that used Jana. She uses the prayer hands.
Praying hands.
The praying hands.
The praying hands are a go-to, man. Because it almost feels like it feels respectable.
Yeah,
like it feels like you're like, oh, yo, thanks, yo, appreciate you. Like,
I need to ask Denise about this one because Denise, the Trini Spice, she wrote. She said I emoji is my favorite and a bunch of laughing emojis. But like
the eyes
are very.
That's a different use.
No, if you say something to me and I use the eyes, like yeah, because that translates.
That has a different use. Isn't it fucked how you have these? Like, it's just exactly what you're talking about with like languages. Like, yeah, like we create. Who said the eyes mean sexual innuendos?
It's because
who said that?
It's because you know, like,
but who made the eyes sexual?
Like, looking at the emoji itself. If you just look at the emoji, the eyes are doing this. So when in your life do you make that look?
When you're ready, when you're about that action.
When you're about that action, or some fuck shit's happen, and you're like, okay, let's go, right? Someone has the peace sign. That's like very
wow. That's ending it.
That's ending it. That's very on point. Oh my god, my friend Annie, she uses this one.
No, the crown. The crown.
Is it on the head?
It should be on the head, I think. Like, it's like an awkward. It's just an awkward. Like,
what does that emoji mean? Like, I need Apple or whoever it is to come out with.
What did you make descriptions?
What does this mean?
Yeah,
because for the longest time, people thought
it's up to interpretation.
Like the prayer hands, we call it the prayer hands. Until they updated it, it used to just be two people high fiving.
Oh, really?
That's what it used to be. But I was like everyone uses this as prayer hands, so they changed it to add like the glowing around
like the stuff around it.
So you know, oh, this person's like.
It used to be a high five.
It used to be. It was the same emoji.
Yeah,
but
it was like someone going like this.
Yes, it was two people high fiving, and then people were like, "Nah, this is prayer hands."
How do you just say nah?
Because that's how people were using
that's not what it is. Nah,
but dude, the over the head one is so funny.
It's just I feel like it's just one of those awkward responses.
Yeah, someone says some wild shit to you, and you're like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want to be here.
That's funny.
What else? Wow, a lot of women seem to use emojis. They use a lot of. This one has a smiley face with the hands out, like
just like friendly shit, yeah.
Which is very much get the fuck away from me, you know. Like I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice.
Don't make me use words.
See, okay, hold on. We're gonna address this one. Chris,
what?
Former guest. She said, just don't read it. So for me, what this means is this, right? I want everyone right now. Next time you see one of your girlfriends, you know, your female friends. Ask them to open up their messages. You're not going to read. You don't have to read any of them. Just open up the messages app. I guarantee you, if you just scrolled, there's a bunch that are unopened. Unreads.
Yeah, 100%.
You've seen this before, right?
I've seen it, 100%.
And for me, I'm thinking, why? And like now it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean?
They don't want to address it.
Just don't read it.
They don't want to address it.
You don't want to address this so badly that you would let this sit,
just build up
in your app over time. What cheeses me? Look, I know
delete it.
I know for a fact, women
delete it.
I know for a fact
you know you're never going in. If you know you're never going in, delete it.
I know for a fact because I've seen it with past girlfriends. I've seen it before. They have this habit of just keeping conversations in their phone with no contact name associated with it, just numbers.
It's just junk.
You flip the role. If that was me with a bunch of undocumented numbers in my messages.
You're mixy.
Come on. What are they saying about me? What are they saying, Ryan?
You're a dog. And you're like, I just don't want to respond.
Nah.
you're a dog.
As the French like to say, I would be considered a chien.
A chien.
Le chien.
Like, bro, but it, like, you know what though? I'll give them this. Women are definitely hunted more than men.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
I'll give you this. If you're bombarded with messages, like neither of us, like we're both attractive guys, but neither of us are bombarded.
Yeah.
Like I get messages, I get a DM here, a little cute thing here. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. The average looking woman is getting bombarded.
But you know the word,
and I say average lightly, ladies. I mean, just, you know what I mean?
You know what bombarded means?
Non-stop.
Like bombard. Then you up the ante and make her a pretty girl. Make her make her like big breast, big ass. Like we're not getting bombarded. So I get it.
Bombarded is such a funny word.
Because it's just like, that just means like out of all angles. Like just, you can't even open your phone without a message. You can't even make a post. You post a picture, as soon as you post it, like it's just, they can't do anything. So like I get it. Like the act of deleting is tiring. Like think about that. Think about that. Like if you make a post, you just want to post for your girls or for yourself or for your confidence, whatever. You have a nice outfit on. Your titties are nice. You're in a nice bathing suit. You're like, I'm in Mexico. I'm about to post this picture on Instagram, and you post that, and immediate, like not like you leave your phone and come back. Immediately, you have 15 DMs of your photo being sent to you.
Yeah,
like we know the game, right? So you post that in 3 minutes, you have 15 DMs of niggas sending the photo back to you.
Like, I know the photo. I
posted it, and you're sending it back to me with your emoji or whatever. Blah blah. Let me eat that. Blah blah blah. And then as an hour goes by, that 15 becomes 40. 2 hours go by, that 40 becomes 60. Really? Like, dog, are you gonna go through 60 and delete?
Absolutely not. And
you're not. So
funny.
So I get it.
I get it.
I get it.
I get it. No, I get. Trust me, I get it.
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious how no matter which woman I see or my friend, there's just bare unregistered numbers. So it's funny you brought this up. This girl, I haven't met her yet, but like we're in the same industry.
Yeah.
She responded to the story on my personal page, and she's like, I usually hit him with one of these, right?
The tray ball.
That was good.
I got you.
That was good.
I got you. I got you. Hey Ma,
see you later, buddy.
Hey Ma, you're sweet. I got you. I got.
Thanks. They go like this. He goes. That's what she does.
No.
Oh, but anyway, we ended up having like a longer.
Oh, one more. Oh man,
we had a longer conversation about it, right?
Yeah.
And there was one thing she said that killed me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was pretty much what we were just saying. I said, I'll deal with something like this on a rare occasion, and I'm annoyed, when someone reaches out to you and you don't want to have any part of the conversation. And I'm like, I couldn't imagine dealing with this every day.
No.
And this is what she said. She said, I have more DM requests than active DMs. Let's put it that way.
Stop it.
And I literally had to send her one of those emojis. You know,
the wiggly face.
The wiggly face. I was like, hold on. It's like, hold on a second.
And she's talking about requests like people she doesn't know, like in the corner.
The corner where it's probably stuck at 99 plus.
Maxed out.
She has more of those than active DM requests. I can never imagine a world where that's my case.
Nah.
I'd have to be like a celebrity. I would have to be.
That's how their life is.
That's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
I would have to be a celebrity in order to feel what like a regular woman is feeling on a constant basis.
Yeah. And the thing is, even as a celebrity, male, it's not like that.
It can't be.
It's not.
It can't be.
Honestly, like there's, if we're being honest, if we're being really honest, you have the few kings up there.
Yeah.
The Chris Browns, the Drakes, the Cristiano Ronaldos, the Michael B. Jordans.
Yeah.
Like not every not every celebrity male is getting blown up like that. It's really just like the ones that are in the limelight that girls are seeking after.
Yeah, going off.
They're not. just because you're a celebrity, girls are not messaging like that. You know what I mean? Because think about it, like it's already new for girls to reach out.
Yeah.
So like the girls that are reaching out are girls that are thirsty for you. Yeah. Which are like the Chris Browns and
that's
like,
the thing. If a girl,
you know what I mean? Like if a girl's reaching out,
if a girl reaches out to you,
bro,
you already know like half the work is kind of done. You have
they just have to answer. They just have to answer. They have honestly the life of Chris Brown. Those guys, they just have to open their DMs and scroll and look at the picture and just go to which one they like the best. Yeah. It's a win. It's not even a conversation. They're just like, she's prettiest. I'll just put a smiley. And like there's no work.
Yep. You're right.
There's no work.
It's actually really fucked up when you really think about it, because like you said, women are usually the ones, for lack of a better word, being pursued, hunted, whatever you want to call it. So for us, because we're used to having to be the one to initiate that step,
right?
If I don't have to initiate a step and you already look objectively good looking to me,
bro,
I'm already thinking, oh, okay, like
what? I
already know where your head's kind of at. Let's just see now, like what the conversation is like. But for them, the celebrities, they're not thinking what the conversation is like. They're like, oh, okay, I can sleep with you
right away. They're like, if you went over the hump, if you went over the hump as a woman to send me a DM, not only sending me a DM, but knowing who I am and still sending that, there's no work for that guy. Like, because I'm not a woman, but I'm sure the process of her is like, okay, this is Chris Brown. He'll probably never see this. And then from the sender, they're like, but if he does,
but it's my question to you though. Do you know what? I got a proposition, because every week we say we got to have a girl on the podcast, right? And we have been lately. I think from now on we'll try to do alternate, sure, right? Because this is what I'm thinking. Part of me doesn't think that women are thinking this way. I don't think they're thinking, I'm gonna send this DM and he might not see it. He won't see it. I think they're thinking more so from a positive standpoint, where they're like, I'm gonna send this DM, and when he sees it, eventually, it's not he won't see it, it's he will eventually. Because sometimes I've seen girls from this city with certain celebrities, and in my head I'm thinking, how did that happen? Like, how did you get like
the guy?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The guy
sent.
No.
Most likely.
Possible.
I'm talking about for the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, how did they? It wasn't her sending and getting through. It was the odd chance he bumped in, and it was like, okay.
So then this is the reason why I say what I do then. Because those same girls then probably think, oh, if there's a celebrity that I actually want to get with, I'm going to send a message to them, and at some point they're going to see it. It's not a matter of they won't see it. They're going to see it at some point. But for guys, I already know, like, there's no female celebrity. Do you agree? Because
I agree, because if we're really being honest, because we gotta be honest on this show all the time.
Yeah.
I know Drake goes through all his DMs. I know Chris Brown goes through all his DMs.
Come on.
Maybe not right away, but there's no way there's no way they're just ignoring some.
Absolutely not. If they're like come on, if you're bored,
like they'll open it. Nah. Like, but they'll go through.
Listen, they'll
go through. Like women will straight up not opening that. Like,
you know what it is?
Not opening that. I don't care.
You know what it is for them? They probably treat their DMs like regular people treat Bumble and Tinder.
100.
Except it's already people
there.
It's people that have already matched them. That's what
already
it is.
Matches.
You know what I mean?
Just like, nah. Like, at any given time, they can just say yes. Otherwise, it's just a no. But they can say yes, and without having to worry about anything.
To do nothing. And I mean, look, I'm not trying. Listen, I'm not.
No work.
I'm not trying to glorify this and make it seem like we're a bunch of sickos. But this is the reality of the situation. Like, it's kind of fucks that, you know, there's no scenario, Ryan, where I could slide in. There's no scenario where I could slide in Snow Allegra's DMs. None. There's none where I could do that. And I know that she would respond to me. There's nothing. I would have to be.
That will live in the fucking DM dungeon.
It will live in the depths of her hell in her DMs. It would never happen. So because I know this already, there's no scenario where I'm even doing that.
Yeah.
And I already feel that.
Why is that? Do you think it's because women?
It's because I know. It's because I know, one, that women are already dealing with so much bullshit that
it's just more noise.
My message is just part of the noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think the way we're talking is from a perspective of older youths. Like, obviously, there's still men who are our age and older. You know, as Marcel mentioned earlier, a man like Joe Budden, who's probably still wildly horny, all that shit. But I'm at a point now where I don't have the energy, nor do I have the lack of shame, I should say, to just be out here in random girls' DMs, being if I'm being honest, I know I've been in a relationship forever and I'm out, but it's like, I don't really remember the last time I slid into a girl's DM.
Like said, hey.
I ended up dating her. Like with
no context.
Yeah, I ended up dating her. That's the last time I did it. Otherwise, anyone that I've, slept with or any of that type of shit, it's because I saw them out. Like we talked in person. That's how it came about for me. So I'm not out here slinging in the DMs. Maybe I would if I had more success. Like, who knows? Yeah. We'll see. But it's like, I think that's part of the reason.
Yeah, I think that's the point though. Like women are, like we were saying, women are used to being bombarded that that's not the way.
Yeah.
But because we don't get bombarded like that, when you get to a level where you finally are, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Like as a guy, like these celebrities, before they're celebrities, are regular people, regular guys, whatever, that have never been bombarded before. They make a break in music, basketball, whatever sport, or whatever thing, whatever career. And now you're all of a sudden bombarded. This is new to you. It's not new to women. Like I've been since high school, I've been bombarded. Now it's just worse. I'm famous now. You know what I'm saying? So they're already used to that. No. Guys have never been bombarded by anything ever.
Yeah.
So if you get to the point where now your DMs are full, you're like, yo, that's different.
I actually couldn't imagine. Looking at my Instagram DMs. Like take out your phone right now. Take out your phone right now, right? I want you to just open up your DMs.
Okay.
And I want you to imagine what it would look like if every single one of these DMs right now that you're looking at are all women who are saying, hey, I am OG, trying to get it. If that's all it was.
The whole thing was full.
That's all it was.
I know.
And all you're doing is scrolling, and that's all you see. As a guy, you're probably thinking, crazy. You're like, this is fucked. This is actually, it would be kind of overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it would be.
You'd be like, this is actually kind of fucked.
It would be.
If you're not used to that at all,
it would be.
It's like giving a little kid crack, bro.
It would be. Especially because like we're saying, it's not just oh my God, these girls are paid to look at. They're coming for you. It's not you on Tinder taking a chance saying oh, let me see. Your DM, it's strictly yeses. It's literally they're in your phone saying, if you want me, it's up to you.
Yeah. And it's fucked up on multiple angles because these people, or these women in these cases, they're coming after you because of
who you are.
Of who you are. Right. So it's not outrageous to think that unless you actually really fuck up that conversation, the sex is probably going to happen. There's going to be some sort of intimacy.
Right.
And these people are really just sleeping with you just because of who you are. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your values, your opinions, any of this shit. They're like, oh, I slept with Drake.
Yeah.
That's it. That's cool. It. That's it. Maybe he'll like me. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I don't care.
I slept with Drake.
No, I don't care. I don't care if he doesn't like me. They actually don't care. I don't even care if he doesn't like me. I did it.
That's hilarious.
It's fucked.
But do you think that's an interesting question, because I think
what?
I was gonna say, do you think guys think that same way? I'm thinking yes, because
about women.
in a sense where it's like they don't have to like me, right? I think because for me, if I see a woman, let's just say I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of like, oh, I'm trying this person, I just want to have sex with them, right? I still think a part of me says, yeah, you're attractive, I want to sleep with you, but I want you to actually like me a bit.
Yeah.
Is that fucked up? Like,
no, I know.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, I actually need them to cut because I don't know.
I know.
I don't want to sleep with someone if they don't like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think with the celebrity thing, they'll actually have to like me. They like this idea of me.
Right.
This is an interesting question. Like, for real. Like, I know it sounds fucked up to say.
And you be okay with that? Or you're not sure? You be okay with them just liking who you are and not actually liking you? If you're a celebrity.
Well, you know, based on these people watching, they know I'm sensitive. So it's like a part of me would think I'd be in my head about it.
A part of you would indulge in it because it's there. Yeah,
definitely. I'd be definitely. But I think indulge.
A part of you would be like, this is kind of getting weird.
Yeah,
like,
no, I would definitely indulge, but in my head, I'm also thinking, you don't even like me. Yeah, you don't even like me.
Out. Get out.
Like I could genuinely see myself. Honestly, I can see myself literally sleeping with a girl. Like, I'm a celebrity. She's on top of me, and like everything's happening in my head. For a brief moment, I'm literally saying to myself, she doesn't even like me. I'm like, yo, this girl doesn't even give a fuck about me, but we're here.
So would you have a conversation after?
No, because I'm a celebrity at that point. I don't give a fuck.
Like, can we at least talk a little bit?
No. You get what I'm saying? Though. At some point, yeah. That's a life change after where I'm like, I gotta stop fucking with these girls. Yeah. But
I think you've indulged for a bit, and then you'd be like, okay, I kind of need something real. Like, yeah. And I feel like I'm sure celebrities do the same thing. I'm sure they're like, okay, when they just want to fuck, they're just like, I don't want any attachment. Like, they're probably it's almost like sweets.
Okay. Like, I like where this is going.
You have the candy drawer. Mm. You're not gonna always eat the candy drawer, but like, when every now and then you'll pull a Twizzler out. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's their DMs. Like, I feel like they're not always in their DMs. I feel like celebrities, they chill with their celebrity friends. Mm. They go on celebrity dates. They try and get like real interaction with people like up there that you know who I am, that you're not coming for my money because you have money too. So we kind of get rid of that barrier where I'm like, what do you want? Like, you don't want anything. You're rich too. So I feel like they interact with more like all the other verified accounts, other people they know, blah, blah, go to other private parties, whatever, to kind of keep that peer group, normal to them. Because being around other people with money is their normal now. Like, I need to be around other people who have money because that's my normal to me.
That's what I know.
But every now and then they'll just be like, oh, what's happening in my DMs? Like I feel like they'll have a little taste every now and then, but I feel like they can't stay in there because they know that like there's nothing really in there for them.
Man, like I really wish there was I could talk to a female celebrity about this or
about her DMs, or like how she deals with it,
or even like listen to a podcast with a female celebrity being super transparent about this, because I would love to know. Like, I definitely not even like, not because I could like get tips or some shit, but
just to see like, how do you guys process?
Yeah, like how do you process this shit? Like, because there's definitely bare mans like constantly in their shit, but how do they deal with this as a celebrity and a woman at the same time, dealing with all the bullshit that comes with a woman? How do you deal with this as a celebrity?
I feel like we just ignore it.
They can't just be ignoring it. They got it. They have to be smashing some dudes on the low sometimes. And it like, that's what I want to know.
That's the thing. I feel like, I think we talked about this before, but like, we might talk about something similar, but like, I feel like, oh yeah, what was the conversation? There's a conversation we were talking about how celebrity mans will pull regular people, and we're like, do celebrity women do the same thing?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I feel like they have their moments where they're like,
they have to.
I feel like a man at some point, like a regular man at some point, like slap Kalani, for example.
Yeah.
Like a regular man. Like, I feel like she had a day one day, or Karuchi, or any of them. I don't know. Like, I don't know when, but I mean like all of them, like the Karuchis, Kalanis, whatever, like all the pretty girls. I feel like at some moment they're like, I just want a regular guy. Like, I don't want an industry nigga. So then this is my question. One guy got lucky. Who I don't know who he is. Maybe more than one guy.
So this is my question to you then.
Right.
Are
But they're not messy like guys.
Okay.
That's the thing.
No. But this is what I'm gonna say.
What?
The female celebrity might not be as messy as the guys are. But this is the thing, right? You tell me if I'm wrong. I don't necessarily think guy celebrities are as messy. I think what usually happens is they sleep with regular people, and these regular women
go crazy.
Like, they talk about it. I see it all the time. Like, dude, a girl that I follow right now on Instagram, she just posted a photo today of her with Tyga, and she's never done that
just
before.
To brag.
Just to brag, but I'm like,
she probably fucked him.
Like, are you just hanging out with Tyga, or you got
what's the play here?
What's the play here? Right. I'm telling you right now. I used Snow Legger as an example before. You place with any female celebrity. I'm telling you right now, if I slept with any of those celebrities, you think
nobody's knowing?
You think I'm posting that on my Instagram?
Are you nuts?
You think I'm posting a photo? Doesn't matter how cool me and Snow become. You think I'm doing that?
Nope.
Literally,
no one will know. But no one other than your close boy will know this interaction's happening. You're not posting you and Snow just in a photo.
You don't. For what? For what? So I can have Snow cut me off the list?
Be like, that's a mess. Goodbye. What?
For what? So she can wake up to tabloids and being like, oh, Snow's new men? Come on.
Nah. We're not.
So the question is, are regular men dealing with female celebrities more messy or less messy than regular women dealing with male celebrities? And that's a question I don't think there's actually a real answer to, because there's no real way for speculation. But I feel like if female celebrities are sleeping with regular men's,
we don't know about it. We ain't knowing about it.
I've never known about it.
We don't know about it.
I've never heard anything.
They're figuring.
But why is it that I've heard so many times regular women sleeping with these celebrities?
Because women talk.
What girls have casually talked. Like, I know women, I know they're not talking out of the ass. I know women that have casually just told me, they're like, yeah, I fucked ASAP Rocky.
Why are you telling me this?
Why are you telling me this?
Yeah. You just spread that man's business for no reason.
In my head, I'm thinking
unprovoked.
In my head, I'm thinking two things. Why are you telling me? Because I actually don't give a fuck.
Right.
It doesn't do anything for me.
And if I can still fuck you, then so what?
Yeah. and two, like, yeah, like, okay, cool. And two,
I fuck you and I'm broke.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
And two, I know that ASAP Rocky wouldn't want you running out and telling it.
No.
He probably knows it's part of the game, but still.
He knows, he knows your lip is going to get out eventually, but if you ask him, do you want her telling? No. She's probably going to anyways, but I'd rather her not.
I prefer her not to.
Like,
so then this is the other question. Do you think that female celebrities dealing with regular male dudes sleeping around, do you think I think it's a combination of two things. I think that the guys who are doing this know not to say shit because they're guys and they're like, oh, I'm not going to say anything because I know what it's like when I sleep with other women. I'm not going to run my business and tell people. But then do you think female celebrities at that level start thinking like guys? Not in a savage way, but they're just like, I'm going to sleep with you and like,
keep this low.
Like, it's never. Do you even think it's a conversation they're having?
I think, okay. I'll say this much. I definitely think female celebrities are having a conversation before they have sex. I definitely think if they're pulling a regular man to the hotel, they're keeping it super low. And before they fuck, they're like, yo, listen. Hold on. Battery.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah. I definitely think they're like, okay, listen. I'm about to fuck you. Like, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm about to fuck you. Can you please just not, like, you know? Like, and I think the guy's like, yeah. I think we're so like, I think regular guys getting a exclusive female is so much harder of a task
Yeah.
that we appreciate that moment more.
We're like, oh, I'm not gonna fuck this
Yeah,
up.
like I think celebrity men make themselves so much more attainable.
Definitely.
That women don't.
A lot of celebrity men are whores. So I was like,
But I think because of that, women don't take that shit seriously when the guy's like, yo, keep that. Yeah, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the conversation is still happening on both sides. But I think when a guy actually gets an exclusive woman and she's like, can you, like, even if she's probably even reasoning with him, she's like, can you please just like, can we just not talk about this? And the guy's like, yeah, no, of course. Yeah. Just because he's like, I'm not going to be the guy that fucks this up. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
but I think girls really know that, like, I'm not the only one. And you're not making this exclusive. You're not making this private. Like, you're going to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the day after. So, like, if I don't talk, she will. you know what I'm saying? I think they're so aware that, like, they're like, okay, you're telling me not to say anything. Okay, sure, I won't. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? But I think guys do that. I think guys fuck that up. I think celebrity guys made themselves way too attainable to regular girls.
Too messy.
But they can't contain girls because of that, though. They're shooting way too much that you cannot stop everyone.
Yeah.
Exclusive women are not shooting like that. They might pick one guy for the year that they're like, okay, I'm gonna go out of my circle this one time for tonight. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're right. And
it's much less risk for me to be like, can Zamor just not say anything? Because it's only Zamor for the year. And I know if this gets out, I know it was you.
But the other thing too is like how society and the media like set up celebrities, right? Because it's attractive to be sexy or like this sex symbol, whether you're a man or a woman. But at the same time, it's more so acceptable to be this guy that, is with a lot of women versus a woman that's with a lot of guys, like,
yes, of course.
The woman's always going to get looked down on.
Yes.
So even though I think like, whatever, I think both is fine. It should not matter.
Societal. Yeah.
Societal. So I'm just, it is very interesting, like I would love to just have that conversation because I don't feel like these women I almost feel like they're being hindered. You know what I mean? Like, I understand this might be a practice, but I say they're being hindered because it's like, listen, we all know that people want to be having sex. Like, you want to do what you want to do and not be judged for it. Right.
But they know they will be.
And they know that they will be. But it should be normalized by this point. So for me, it's like, what are the challenges you guys even face? Like, what are the challenges that female celebrities face when it comes to just dating regularly? Because from a guy's perspective, I think it's actually finding a woman that, wants you for you, not like there's all these other things that you bring to the table. I'm wondering, do they face the same thing? Do they?
I mean, I'm sure guys are trying to get rich girls and like they're like, oh shit,
for sure,
trying to come up for sure.
But it's not as. It's not. I don't want to say it's not as common.
It's not as targeted. Maybe
it's not as targeted. Maybe. So I'm wondering, what challenges are they facing? Are they facing? Do they run into guys who do the opposite of what you and I would do? Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna appreciate this moment when I have it because I might never ever be in this position again. They might meet dudes who straight up try to do anything they can to like lock them down, or they overcompensate. You know what I mean? They might face dudes like that.
Yeah,
far more often, and that just cheeses them. They're like, oh, he's one of those.
One of those.
He's one of those.
Can you just stop?
They try to like stick around too much. You know what I mean? It's like, what do they face? I would love to know this.
Well, I guess we got to find that female celebrity.
Yeah. We got to do that one day.
I guess Snow Allegra on the show. What would you do? Last question before we end this. What would you do if we actually got Snow Allegra on the show? I'm gonna treat this podcast like Clubhouse. We're just gonna talk about it. Maybe she'll appear. But what if we actually somehow got like through blah 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 word of mouth, her agent hit us up, blah blah blah, and we get on the show. And she's chilling with us, and we're doing a show with Snow Allegra.
I actually don't even know, like
real, like based on what you think you would do.
Yeah.
Do you think you would freak?
No. I got too much composure. I would never freak in front of a celebrity. But
no, I'm not talking not because she's a celebrity, because who she is.
No. I wouldn't freak, but I would say that because this is a problem. Like you know, I think she's very attractive.
Yeah.
I've seen her like in media. I saw her live. Live, she looked very pretty. I remember texting because Jamie and her look kind of alike in some photos. I was like, okay, you guys look kind of alike, but I probably be like speechless for maybe like a minute or two. Because when I'm speechless, I'd be like,
stare?
Yeah, I'd be trying to be discreet about it. I'll be honest, like you've been around very pretty women before. Sometimes it's like there's an adjustment period.
Yeah.
Right, whether it's you're subtle with it or you're just outright blatant, there's an adjustment period where you're like, okay,
I need to stop staring.
Yeah, I gotta get over this.
I need to stop staring.
I gotta get over this. And this happens. Look, we live in Toronto. It happens a lot. Like, there's a lot of very, 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 very pretty women here. So
get yourself together, Ryan.
Yeah,
like,
I'll be honest.
Figure it out.
There'd be a moment where I'm like, I gotta get myself together. Let me chill.
Like,
I would let you do all the talking. It's like the first.
you would just be straight,
literally,
not even looking at her.
This is how it would go. This is how it would go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of We Need to Talk Podcast, episode 89. I'm your host, Mr. KOA, aka and Top Boy, and that would be all I would say. That'd be all I would say for at least 3-4 minutes.
You'd just be sitting there, just basking in the moment.
Yo, because I'm out here talking spicy about Snow Electra on social media.
That's crazy.
Now she's in the room. I gotta compose myself and like come cool.
What if she touched you like?
I'd be like, Snow, you gotta suck. I'm out here sounding like I'm mad thirsty.
Listen,
but you know what I mean. Like I'd be cool. I'd be cool. No. I would tell her. I think I would tell her to her face. I'd be like, Snow, I'd be like, yo, I think you're crazy attractive. I wouldn't even say this to try like.
Where's she hit you with a thumbs up?
Oh, I'm leaving the podcast. What are you talking about? Is she, not even this. No. You know what she would do? You know what she would do? You know what she would do? Because she's a celebrity, she's probably very nice. You know what she would do? I'd be like, I'm like, listen, I'm going to speak for all the men out there. I think you're very attractive. Yeah. I know a lot of men. This is what she would do. Thank you. No, she probably would though. She put the prayer
emojis. Actually say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then in that moment, my head would go, oh, yes. But then 2 seconds later,
taking what she just did.
I take in what she just did. And I'd be like, fuck. She gave it back. And everyone would see myself on camera just die a slow death.
The transition from oh shit to oh she curved me. And that's how you bring the whole episode full circle. Oh man, thank you guys for listening. This was fun. This is like 2 completely separate episodes within the episode, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we about to hit 90 next week. Episode 90.
That's crazy.
Was there 4 more weeks? So fuck, we're not even get to 100 before the end of the year.
No,
so we're at 94.
We'll get to 100 by like February.
Yeah.
Black History Month. We'll get there. Yeah.
Oh man. Bro, the fact we're in December just feels disgusting.
I know. This year went by way too fast.
Disgusting.
It's been a long ass short year.
A long ass short year. A long shorty. Anyways, guys. Next week.
Yeah. See you then.
We've been consistent as fuck.
Consistent as fuck.
Good night, guys.
Peace.
Hello? We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to